Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the tool called Jenkins. So Jenkins is an open source um, CI and CD tool, continuous integration and continuous deployments tool. Integration. So continuous integration and continuous deployment tool. So it helps to automate the software development process from building, testing, and deploying the applications onto the target machines. Either it could be a cloud via virtual machines, or it could be a microservices onto the Kubernetes. So that's how it is gonna work in the CI/CD manner. It is, it supports various plugins. Jenkins supports various plugins, making highly, extensible for integrating the other tools like Git, Docker, Kubernetes, and cloud platforms. So this Jenkins is not only just a tool; it is again a tool to integrate. It is going to support all the tools like Git, Bitbucket, Docker, Kubernetes, cloud platforms. So many, so many plugins are there. So if you after lab setup is done, if you get a Jenkins UI, you will get to know the how the look and feel of Jenkins and how this Jenkins is so popular in the IT industry. So I wanted to set up a lab so that I can show you through the handset. Let me launch one instance. Jenkins. Let me take Ubuntu machine image. Okay, I'm launching the instance. So meanwhile, any questions on Jenkins? Do you have any at least exposure to the Jenkins CI/CD tools earlier?
No.
Okay. Okay. So when the virtual machine is ready for um, setup, I'll, I mean, I can provide you one link also, but If that is not working, you can I'll provide you the script also. So there is a one. Uh, this is the installation steps. I can provide you this one as well as script also, because sometimes some scripts won't work. So that is the reason. So far we have to, install the some necessary plugins in the plugins in the sense, we have to install the Java. So that is the mandatory RPM for the Jenkins, because Jenkins is built on top of the Java. That's it. And now Jenkins is installed. Let me check the status. Okay, so it is running. Now we can access this with the help of public IP. and port number is 8080. You got one UI, right? So what it is saying, to ensure Jenkins securely set up by the administrator, the password has been returned to the log and this file on the server. So it had given one path to grab the password. So go here, cat, paste that path. So this is the password. Go here and paste. So so this is the first UI you got. So it means the customizer Jenkins, it has some mandatory plugins which you needs to install soon after the installation. So it is suggesting install suggested plugins. So let's click. There are two things are there to install to suggest a plugin. Select plugin to install, but I would suggest install this one first. So let it install whichever is mandatory to the Jenkins. Okay, it is prompting for username. I'm pro. So it is giving a URL how to access. That is we have already using the same and save and finish. Start using Jenkins. Okay, so this is how your UI looks like. There is a option called new item where we are going to create a pipelines like this. So there is a, let me explain this one. So there are multiple options you gonna get like this: freestyle project, pipeline project, multi-configuration project folder, multi-branching pipeline, organization folder. But we are not much focusing on all these things. We are just using freestyle project and pipeline. That to freestyle project, it is uh, just the general purpose. So we don't use that one. So we are majorly using the pipeline. Okay, pipeline as a option. So test. I'm just giving a random name and selecting pipeline. Click on OK. So here, if you look at this, you will get a lot of things. You can provide the description if you want, or else here it is showing the pipeline script. If you wanted to provide some pipeline script, you can provide. And see, it is asking pipeline script from SCM. SCM in the sense the source code management, where from the Git. In the SCM, it is asking Git. So again, now it is asking the repository URL. I wanted to initially show some light normal this thing only. Uh, okay. Before that, I need to set up one more thing because we need to provide a you know the, uh, we need to modify the user details. UA, UTC. So why we are making change here means it from the Jenkins it needs to access the server, right? So it should not it should not get any access issues. So here I'm providing the Jenkins. Jenkins is the user. We should not, you know, prompt any user name. I mean, sudo or access in order to provide the passwords. So I'm just without, passwords. I'm setting up here like this. So now we are going to restart the server. Jenkins sudo systemctl restart Jenkins.
What have you updated, Ruby, in this?
Here I'll show you. Let it restart. Okay. Just provide the Jenkins user should not ask the sudo or permission. I mean, we are giving sudo permission to the Jenkins user. So in order to, you know, communicate from the Jenkins UI to the server, it should not, ask you the sudo or prompt, right?
Okay.
See, whenever if you say a sudo hyphen su or user, so it is going to prompt to you password like this. So we
Okay.
are going to avoid this, in order to input the passwords for the Jenkins users. So we cannot give manual passwords, right, from the console. So
Mm.
passwordless authentication we are providing with the help of like that. I show it, in the cat. So here, if you look at this, Jenkins all equal to all, no password all. So for the Jenkins user, don't ask any passwords. So password is authentication. We are providing for the sudo file. Got it now?
Yeah, kind of we are keeping them as a properties file, right? And it is
Exactly.
accessible.
Yeah. So we are instructing the sudo files for the Jenkins user should not ask you for any passwords. Just allow him without password like that.
Okay.
So now I wanted to install Docker also because I want to demonstrate on Docker. I wanted to demonstrate how we are using the Git in the Jenkins pipeline as well as how we are making use of the CI/CD concept, continuous integration, continuous deployment. Now Docker installation is completed. Docker icon open version. So now we have a version. It means Docker is in place. You can create a one allow world container. How to check Docker process state? Because it is exited already -a, so that it is created and exited immediately. So that's why only image got created. So let it be, no problem. So we will look from the this way. Okay, okay, the setup is done. I have created a one project which has Docker file. Docker file is going to pull the Ubuntu image and updating all the necessary things. And we are going to install the Apache on the Docker, and we are going to deploy one small application. Small application in the sense I'm just providing a some HTML tags. That's it. So let's remove this one. So this is Jenkins files. It looks like. So let me push this one. No, first let me remove this one. Let's go here. Let's select the pipeline script from the SCM. Here, let's choose Git. Here, I'm providing the URL, Git URL. Okay. So here we have to provide the we are providing the because by default nowadays earlier we used to get a master as a default branch, but now mine is the default branch we are getting. So just change master to mine like this, and it is gonna by default is going to consider the Git Jenkins file wherever we have defined like this. So not an issue. Just save it. What happened? Maybe our configuration is in place. Let me go through once again. Pipeline, all from SCM, Git, and here you have to provide the URL. Save. So now our pipeline is ready. Just try to build now once. Let's see if anything is, if any issues are there, you're gonna end up with some errors. If everything is smooth, then our pipeline is going to fail. So it is trying to say permission denied while trying to connect to the Docker daemon socket. So okay. Let me use one more. So we are going to add the user to the Jenkins group, and let's restart the service, Jenkins service. So while setting up, we will definitely end up with a lot of permission issue that is expected. Okay, let's try again. Let's try to build on again. Let's see whether any issues still facing issues. No, hopefully no. Yeah, see, we are deploying even application, a small application, Apache application, and so after this job is done, we're gonna get an output out. See, now the job is succeeded. If you go back here, see if job succeeds, you will get success like this. If it is failed, failed like this. Okay. Now since the job is succeeded, just go ahead and access the application, and what port we are using. Let's check. See, port number is 8081. 80 is internal port and mapped to 81 port. So public IP 81. You're supposed to get a one page. Hello DevOps guys, this is Jenkins demo, because here I made like this. Okay. Now I wanted to change something else and I wanted to push again. See, I made some changes. I just wanted to keep it in one line. Hello DevOps guys, how are you? Okay. So this is, just consider this is a one of the project where we are using Git as a central repository and pushing our continuous commits, continuous integration to the Git repository. From there, from the Git, Jenkins is the another tool, CI tool, which is going to pull the continue, whatever the commit you did, and deploying to the virtual machine. project one. I'm just using a one Apache web server, Apache web server container. That is Docker concept. Just recall the Docker when you know when we discuss about the Docker, where we are using the Docker container and how we are using the container in the continuous integration. So again, we are pushing the all the commits to Git, GitHub as a central repository, and Docker is the our application host where we are hosting the Apache application, and we're using Jenkins for CI CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment of web application. Okay, now let's push whatever the changes we made here. Only this content. Hello DevOps guys, how are you? Okay, I'm just committing some message I'm giving. Apache demo, commit it, save and commit. Now sync. In the sense, it is gonna sync with the remote repository. So if you look at this page again, so whatever the changes we made in the local, we got the same in the index file. Okay. Now what we have to do, since the pipeline is already ready, what you have to do, just go to pipeline. Okay, build now. So it is gonna pull the latest changes. Let's validate this page. Once the job is completed, so see the job is completed, pipeline 3. Now whatever the changes we made here, it is gonna reflect in the see. Hello DevOps guys, how are you? Were you able to notice the changes? So just consider this as one small application, Java based application. Continuously we are continuously we are making some changes, and continuously deploying. What you call, I'll update one more rating. First commit. Since we have not even done any um, we have not set up the CI/CD completely. We are still manually pulling the job. Okay, I wanted to show you that one also. First, commit sync changes. So it is going to sync to the remote repository. Go to Jenkins, just build a pipeline. So you should get a still because we are manually building running the job. That is not the actually CI/CD pipeline. But first I wanted to show the how manually it is working. Then we can implement CD part. Refresh. See first commit we got here in the web application. So continuously integrated but not continuous deployment because still we are manually running this build job. But our motto is not to build the job. As soon as we commit the changes here, it should automatically reflect on the this website. So that's what CACD implementation works. So for that we need to do some settings. What is that setting? Go here. Look at these settings. We have to set the webhook. Okay. Look at this webhooks option. Add another. I've added for different server, but add one more webhook. Here you have to add the um, this one. Web hyphen hook. GitHub. GitHub hyphen webhook. Oh, sorry, we have to provide port rate. 8080 is the port number for Jenkins. What happened? So this is the Jenkins application slash GitHub hyphen webhook. So let's copy this one. Go ahead and add here. Okay. And you have to choose application JSON as a content type and let it be activity as it is. Just add webhook. So now webhook is added. Just See, now at least we got something for this one. Now the things are ready. Okay, the CCD setup is ready. Let's try to commit on changes. Okay, so that let's see whether automatic job is, if everything is looks good, it automatically trigger a job here, yeah, as soon as you commit. So I want to commit on change here. Jenkins CACD demo for Apache. Okay, so if everything looks good, the same message should be displayed in the um, application without any manual interaction. So I'm going to commit here Jenkins CACD, just one commit message, seeing the changes. Okay, now just observe this here. It is automatically going to trigger a Jenkins job if everything looks good. Let's wait some time. Oh, sorry, here one more thing we have to set it up. See, GitHub hook trigger for GitHub is simple. We have to choose this one. Save. Let's do some changes again. I'm just removing these things. Okay. CACD commit sync changes. So let's monitor your job. Yeah, see, it is triggered now without, because we have not done any build now. Okay, just go ahead and check the URL. See, Jenkins CACD is in place now because we have not done any manual intervention here. Okay, I wanted to trigger one more time. I wanted to add something else. Apache web server. I'm just adding this content. Commit it. Sync changes. Just observe this. It is going to trigger a automatic build because in the background the webbook is monitoring any changes is happening in the GitLab. So it is triggering your job now, that webhook, and it is automatically deploying your the whatever the changes we made to the GitLab. So not GitLab, GitHub. So application successfully deployed. Just see the same changes got reflected here. Jenkins CCD Apache web server. So that's what we have made a commit, right? The changes. So this is called the continuous integration and continuous deployment. That's why Jenkins is a tool for continuous integration, continuous deployment, because whenever you are going to make some changes to the application, after committing, immediately it is going to trigger the respective pipelines, and it is going to immediately deploy the changes, and you are going to immediately test the applications. So that's what the DevOps culture is more popular nowadays in order to develop the software applications. And not only applications, for any automation as well. If you are going to write some shell script or PowerShell scripts or Python scripts, so you no need to wait for the longer hours or days to validate your scripts. After setting up this CI/CD, so you are going to immediately validate your applications in the development environment, I would say, because we cannot deploy the content like this on the production, because that is a production servers. You cannot make changes until the proper, you know, proper uh, approach. So that's how the CI/CD concept works for the
Okay.
Jenkins. And do you think only CI/CD Jenkins is the only CI/CD tool? No. So there are few more tools are there. GitLab is there, and Bamboo is another tool is there, and Circle C something is there. So many tools are there. So Jenkins had become a much more popular because that was the open source. And now recently, the GitLab, it is to cover the lot of, it has enhanced a lot of things in the GitLab. So people are slowly picking up the GitLab as well. But currently, Jenkins is ruling the IT industry in order to get this, deployment purpose. Okay.
Okay, Gaurav.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll place you all the scripts, because these scripts will gonna help you while setting up the Jenkins. So all the scripts I have provided, just try out. So let me, if no, I think if you don't have any questions, I'm gonna terminate. If you have, I'll keep it for a couple more minutes. Do you have any questions? And this repository, you have access. You can access all this content, so that while practicing time, it will be useful. And let me stop sharing.